Hey guys, today I'm going to film my makeup inventory and I'm going to do this so as of January 2021 I have taken full stock of what I have in my makeup collection, and that way that this year I know exactly how much of each thing I have, and I'm going to be doing a no buy. It did really help keep me accountable and help me to stop looking for new things because I'll know how much I have already. And you guys will obviously know all my numbers too, so you can keep me on track. So I thought instead of just reading you out the numbers, I would show you, get everything out and show you. So I've got 6 primers here. And yes, I do count these little sample sizes in my numbers as well, because they do still take quite a long time to use up. So I have MAC Prep and Prime, this is like the SPF 50 version. Then I have Clinique Super Primer, this is like a silicone based pore filling primer. I have my MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance and then a little mini version here. And then I have MAC Strobe Cream sample size and a MAC Strobe Cream, this is the Gold Lights version. Then for foundations I have 7, and I have Jouer Full Coverage Essential High Coverage Foundation, by Terry CC Serum, and this is like a priming sort of base, but I've just put it in with my foundations as like a lightweight base. I have my Fenty Beauty foundation, the original one, Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation, Urban Decay All Nighter, MAC Studio Fix. So I have 7 there. This is probably my like kryptonite category because I just love foundation. I could literally buy so many. And oh, I should probably say my goals. So for primers I want to get down to 2. So from 6 to 2, and then foundations I want to get down from 7 to 4. Concealers I only have 3, not too worried about that category. Like I said, I'm more of a foundation girl than concealer girl. And then powders I have 4. I have a MAC Studio Fix one, NYX one, and Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And this one is just like a loose one that I've depotted in here. I think that one was from Makeup Revolution, but I only have a tiny bit left of that anyway. Then for bronzers I have MAC bronzing powder here, an Hourglass ambient lighting bronzer, and a MAC, that's Give Me Sun, that one in there. And then I also have 2 little powder bronzers in my MAC sculpting palette. So technically I have 5 bronzers, and I'd like to get down to 2. Moving on to blushes, we've got MAC Cheeky Bugger blusher, that's from the Kelly Osbourne collection, MAC Well Dressed, NYX Boho Chic, MAC, this one's MAC Style, and this one is Fairly Precious. Then a couple of loose blushes that I usually have in a palette, but I took them out just for this video. And then this one is Tarte Celebrated Blush. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blushes. So this blush does actually have pan on it, and then this one has a massive amount of pan on. So I'm hoping that I can get a couple of blushes moved out at least. I'm not too unhappy with how many I have. I really do love blusher, it just takes me ages to use them up. But I'd hope to sort of be able to get everything in one tray, like comfortably. So I'd say maybe try and get down to 6 blushes, that would be ideal. And then I have 2 eye bases here. I just have my MAC Stormy Pink paint pot, and then this is an unopened soft ochre paint pot from MAC as well. And then moving on to single eyeshadows, like, oh my god, I have no idea how I ended up with so many single eyeshadows. I have, how many here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 just in this little eyeshadow holder. A lot of them, well, most of them are from MAC. They're just like, I went through a phase a few years ago of collecting them. and it's just ridiculous. Like, especially when I have eyeshadow palettes that I kind of tend to use over these anyway. I'm going to make a real concerted effort this year to try and get through some of these eyeshadows. A lot of them, you'll see, will have a lot of pan in them. But it's just about focusing on them and actually trying to move them out of my collection. Then I've got loads of Makeup Geek single eyeshadows that are in Z palettes, and I don't know whether to include those as single eyeshadows or as palettes. Maybe you guys let me know what you think about that one, because I have this Z palette and then I have another one full of like Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Let me know if I should count that as 2 eyeshadow palettes or loads of individual ones. Okay, so for eyeliners, please someone explain to me how I've ended up with 18 eyeliners. I'm not an eyeliner person. I literally wear like one type of eyeliner, and that's like a bronzy coppery sort of colour in my waterline, and then I'll like tend to reach for a glittery golden colour for like all over the lid sometimes on special occasions. I don't know why I've accumulated so many different eyeliners over the years, and I suppose it's because I don't think I'm an eyeliner person, so I don't really tend to reach for them and they just sort of end up building up. So wow, I definitely need to start throwing some eyeliners into project pans, which will definitely help to reduce this number. So I have 18 and I want to get that down to like 4 or 5, so I've got a big task ahead of me there. For mascaras, I literally have 2, and I just have a waterproof one and a non-waterproof one. Mascara does not really interest me that much. It serves a purpose, do you know what I mean? So I have one for my top lashes, one for my bottom lashes so it doesn't smudge, and I love both of them. So I'm happy with having just 2. And then moving on to palettes, so I'll start off with this big one just to get it out of the way. This is the latest one I added into my collection, and it's a Beauty Bay one. And it just looks like that. It's loads of neutrals and these cool silvery blue colours down the bottom. And I really love it, but I've not given it hardly any attention because I've been panning other eyeshadows. So I'd love to sort of put this into like a rotation in the new year. Maybe like I'm going to start a pan those shadows challenge. So perhaps I'll put it into that. So I'll just move that one out the way. So this was the big Z palette I was telling you about, filled with Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I have a couple of eyeshadows in there that are like repotted from MAC as well, but they're mostly Makeup Geek single eyeshadows. And then I of course have my Tartelette palette that I'm panning currently. I have this little Z palette full of Makeup Geek shadows that I just showed you. And I think I've decided to keep these 2 as palettes rather than single eyeshadows, and I'll work through them as a palette. And then I have this little MAC ×9 palette. This is the purpley one. I actually really like this, so I might pan this in 2021 because it will probably complement my purple look from the Tartelette palette really well. And then I have this little customisable quad from MAC, and it has like some more purple shades. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? I have loads of purple tones in here. I think that one's Satin Taupe, that one's Quarry. And then I have Naked Basics by Urban Decay, and I have a few eyeshadows in here that already have pan in. And I have like literally 2 shadows left to pan out of this, so again I just need to throw it into rotation and work hard to finish it up, and then I can move it out. And then I have this tiny little Z palette which has just 3 sort of spaces in it, and these are just Makeup Geek again, and I sort of can use this when I'm travelling just to take sort of a really small amount of eyeshadow away with me. So I actually do really like having that little palette there. So in total I have 7. Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with that big Beauty Bay one actually. So for 8 palettes, and I'd like to get down to like 4 because I just think it's really unnecessary to have this much eyeshadow, especially when I don't wear eyeshadow every single time I wear makeup. So yeah, I definitely want to work hard on my eyeshadow this year, definitely. And then moving on to lip products, this is where it gets crazy. If you didn't think it was crazy already, you're about to be shocked. So I'll start with lip glosses. I have 10 lip glosses here, and you might be able to tell actually that quite a few of them have a lot of sort of packaging showing. I'd like to say pan showing, but it doesn't really make much sense, does it? And a lot of them are sort of used up quite a lot, and they just need finishing up and moving out. And I definitely think I can achieve that this year. So I've got 10. I'd definitely like to get down to at least 7 by the end of the year. I have 9 lip liners, and I would ideally like to get that down to 4 or 5 by the end of the year. I have a couple in projects right now, so I don't think that would be too difficult, but I do need to concentrate on getting those down. Again, I didn't think I had that many, but they've obviously accumulated over time where I've just put them away and not really paid attention to it. So this is why I find makeup inventory so helpful, because once you get everything out, you see how much stuff you actually have. And then for lip balms, I have 3 here. I have just the Nuxe Rev de Miel, a little Nivea one, and a Vaseline. And then probably my biggest category, lipsticks. Wow, I have too many lipsticks. And a few years ago when MAC used to come out with collection after collection all the time, I used to get so obsessed with getting like my favourite shade of lipstick out of that collection because of like the funky packaging and everything. Totally sucked in, and now I have so many lipsticks to get through. I haven't even bought lipstick in literally probably a year, if not longer, and I still haven't made that much progress. So I have all of these MAC ones, and then I have a few sort of random like liquid lipsticks, things like that. And in total I have 46 lipsticks, and I have 46 lipsticks, and that is precisely why I'm doing a no-buy this year. I have enough makeup to get me through probably the next 5 or 10 years, let alone this year. So I'm doing my absolute best to work my way through these lipsticks this year. Just realised I hadn't shown you my brow products, so I have 4 here. I have a couple of like brow fluid lines from MAC, just the ash blonde colour. Then I have a Fling eyebrow pencil and a MAC clear brow gel. And to be honest, I could probably even do with just 1 brow product, maybe 2. So I'm working on a couple, as you'll know, already in projects. So yeah, I don't think that's too unattainable to get down to 2 by the end of the year. So I really hope you enjoyed seeing this video, and if you did, then please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing loads of project plan videos in the new year to try and get myself started working through all this makeup. And obviously at the end of next year I will do an update for you, or I can do one in the middle of the year to see if we've made any progress. But yes, please do subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!